Welcome to the big show.
He could go all the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Happy Thursday, PFA Nation. Welcome to the Rundown, coming to you live from the Press Box Report Studios, powered by Trinity Trifecta, the official uniform provider of the Players Football Association. With me, as always, Mr. Chris Cousins. I'm Brian Mitchum. We are your host, Chris. Lots to chat about tonight. Our Daytona recap is really the start of our season. I know it's considered the end for some of the teams, but in the PFA, that's not the case. There's really no off season, man.
Man, that's right, Brian. And speaking of no off season, the PFA did something never done before. I mean, going an unprecedented 5-0 at Nationals this past weekend with 3 games ending in a shutout. Big donuts, all right? Big donuts. The PFA score total was an astounding 138-19. Can you believe that, man? 138-19,
man,
over this weekend. All right, we defeated franchises from Connecticut, Missouri, Texas, Pennsylvania, and even up good old boys from West Virginia. Mm-hmm. At this point in time, you might as well call us the League of Champions. You feel me? Mm-hmm. But our franchises showed up and showed out, not only in play, but in style as well. So want to definitely give a shout out to Trinity Trifecta, Grind Hard, and Savage Sports for the uniforms that were worn down in Florida. Simply the best out there, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But on the show tonight, Brian, we got a lot of folks, but this is a special night, so we had to do it big. So first up tonight, Brian, you know him as Mr. 37U or Spray Baby One on social media. But to us, he is our new PFA Director of Marketing and Digital Media. Mr. Chris Torrance will join us on the show first. Also here to talk to us about the Sunshine Bowl is Coach James Crow, or as we call him, Coach Crow. And last, but certainly not least, we will have the guys from the East Coast locker room, my man Kenny, my man Kevin. Then we're going to have my guy Smooth from National Players Association. And then coming back again for the first time, we're going to have Smitty from the Lowlights podcast to recap all the games that I was able to do last week on the East Coast Locker Room show. I invited the fellas to come here so we can recap the games and see who basically won the battle of the picks. I know my man Smooth was keeping tally of what teams we picked, and hopefully Brian get us some justice, all right?
Yeah.
So we're going to have all that and more on the rundown right after this.
and I'll snap that. I'll put my franchises against anybody at any given moment, no matter what time it is. So, this ain't no call out, but we just stating some facts. That's all. A little something, something. That's it. Right now, we headed to grab something. We're gonna go see these Michigan Bills. We're gonna holler at them at about noon. Kick off at noon against the Southington Gems. Should be a good game, hopefully. If it's not, don't know why. But in the grand scheme of things, man, I'm very proud of my franchises. I'm very proud of my organizations. I'm proud of my front office. Shout out to my front office, man. Shout out to all my members of the front office, man, that don't have an affiliation with a team, don't own a team, don't coach a team. That's the key to success, man. We ain't got no skin in the game. We just want this to be the best that it can be. You know what I mean? So that's all, man. You know what I mean?
Welcome back to the show. Thanks for tuning in. If this is your first time tuning in, please go and like and subscribe to Chris and I's channel on YouTube or Facebook or TikTok or Instagram, any of those, all of those. And what you just watched was a teaser of a vlog that our Commissioner Duncan did over the weekend for Nationals, and that's going to be released tomorrow on our very own front office member, Nia Lowe's of Pick Six Photography, her YouTube channel tomorrow. So check out that tomorrow. Look for that to drop. And it's definitely going to be a cool thing that they did over the weekend, a vlog. So that's exciting.
It's definitely exciting, something that, hasn't been done before. And, we like to break ground. We're that kind of people, we're that kind of franchise. We're that kind of brand. We like to break ground with doing things like that. So hopefully, if you guys like how the commissioner was singing a tune, we might have some more features for you when Nia drops that tomorrow. But on to our first guest. He is one of the newest members of the front office. You might know him as the man behind 37U. I gotta work. Or social media. Our new director of marketing and digital media, Mr. Chris Torrance.
Yeah, shout out to the PFA, man. I gotta work.
There we go. That's
gotta work. We gonna try to lead. I gotta work behind.
Man, I watched a bunch of your videos. You do a great job, man.
Appreciate you, man.
You make it much more fun than watching some of these 37U players. And with your voiceover, it's way better. But I caught up on some of your videos on TikTok, so that was a pretty good watch.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Hey, now, Chris, we're going to jump right into it, man. A couple of questions just so that people can get to know who you are, man.
Yeah.
Can you give us some insight on, number one, how did you get started in football? And then how did you get started in this genre of social media, man? Just tell us how you got here.
I've been playing football ever since I was like little pee-wee, 6 years old. They ain't even call it 6U, nothing, all that back. And it was just, you know how it is. 6 from up, and then I played in high school. I played. I was really a baseball player, and then I ended up playing one season of 37U and tore this meniscus, and I stopped playing that. For a minute, but I was doing sports voiceover videos on just different stuff. I was doing the gaming a lot, That's how I got most of my traction on TikTok. Once I started doing that, it was a Colorado game. I just recapped it one time. And then they was like, I want to hear this guy's voiceovers on every game that happens. So I was like, all right, let me just run with it because I was trying to make some money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Whatever floats, whatever's going to get the views. But and then I just did randomly one day, bro. I just posted a snippet of some semi-pro stuff going on. But me and my brother actually did some skits a year or two ago. It was probably a year and a half ago. Of just calling it 37U because I always coach football. I've been coaching football the past 5 years. So
right.
And so I just added the U onto 37. Just made it different. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know why I called it 37, bro. But I just called it that. And then we just ran with it. So then I posted the first video. They was like 37U. I'm like, oh snap! They done started running with it. So
you should have copyrighted it, man, because everybody says that
I got
now.
to. I need somebody to help me get it together, man.
I'm sure Commissioner Duncan has somebody.
I know he got.
We're gonna get it. We're gonna get you together. Now, when it comes to the season, Chris, what is it's around the corner, about to start this season. We got brand new teams, juggernauts. You seen we just went 5-0 in nationals.
Yeah.
What are you most looking forward to this season coming up, man?
Just every different game, because I got a camera crew. I know what we got everything together, but I got somebody who's gonna come with me every game. I'm trying to hit every game possible. I don't care whether it's here or there. I'm trying to just get that on-field experience and just I gotta work in public, you know what I'm saying, and have everybody, I wanted to keep it the pro advancement football, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to make it 37U, but people gonna see that and be like it's 37U. But I'm still trying to make the name be its name, you know what I'm saying? But just that on-field experience, that's it.
What are some of the things that you think you'll bring to the PFA that will help enhance the brand?
I'm trying to bring just everybody who's involved with just watching that kind of stuff, just to go over there with it. You know what I'm saying? And all of my fans that because I got a lot of mixed stuff going on my channel. So everybody who likes that specific thing, I'm trying to get them, hey man, look, hey, this is all at the PFA right now, every second of the day. Go over there, go to YouTube, whether here or there, go check it all out over at the PFA. So that's what I'm really trying to do. And then just have people get noticed too, you know what I'm saying? Somebody get noticed doing one crazy play, man, you never know what could happen with that.
Right. Out of all the pro advancement leagues, football leagues, what about the PFA that made you want to be a part of it, and why?
Man, y'all know Dunk did that. He called me. But no, really, honestly, it's been a couple organizations that reached out to me about coming out there, but he just hit me full on bro, listen, boom, 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 and then showed me the vision. I'm like, hey man, let's make it work, And plus, he from Ohio, so. Got to keep it all in the state. So
now, man, we gotta get some. I gotta work merch.
Man, it's on the way. I'm getting it together right now. I got to lift them.
Oh yeah, and the lift them. I forgot that one. The lift.
Yeah, we got the lift them stuff being printed out, and I got to work merch. So it's on the way for sure.
You got a logo?
Yeah, I got a logo. Yep.
Oh, send it to me.
I need a I got to work logo, but I got the lift them logo done. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, send it to me.
We'll send you to our guys over at Olympus Graphics.
Yeah, get it together.
We'll send you over there to our guys, get you together, man.
For
but
sure.
Lastly, we just want to appreciate you for coming on, man. And giving them a chance to see who you are, see your face, knowing that you are part of the PFA now.
Hey, I appreciate y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad it's finally to put a voice to the faces too, because I've been seeing y'all faces,
right?
You know what I'm saying, all through text and stuff, but now I can hear what's going on and everything.
It's funny you say that because I live in Florida, so I went to Daytona to the games, and some of the players are like, Brian. I just appeared and they turned around and I'm standing. And I know some of them from the Bison. Obviously, I got my Bison. I'm repping the Bison tonight.
Okay.
Thank you, sure. Justin, for this shirt a while back. But it's cool to finally meet some of the players because I don't live in Indiana anymore. So I got to meet some of the Rams. I met Newsom and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool. But real quick, every once in a while, Chris and I might mention WWE wrestling, and I kind of noticed some of your videos. Are you a WWE fan?
Man, through and through. Man, I love WWE. Ever since
favorite all-time wrestler, Chris?
Randy Orton. You can book it. Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. Randy Orton.
Now, what's your opinion about what's your opinion about them going on Netflix?
Oh man, it's been rocking ever since it's been on Netflix, but I like it like that. I like that raw, uncut version. You know what I'm saying? Well, semi-raw. You know what I'm saying? They got to keep some stuff censored or whatever. But I like it on Netflix. I wish they'd move SmackDown to Netflix.
we won't get too far off the subject of football. We don't want to get canceled.
Hey, Chris, before we let you go, man, tell everybody how they can reach you, man. How they can see those 37U videos, man. Give us the details, man.
TikTok, Instagram is SprayBaby1. My YouTube is just SprayBaby without the one. Facebook is SprayBaby1. Everything is just SprayBaby1 except for YouTube. And then there you go. You can reach me on everything. I got a 37U playlist on TikTok. You can go to that and see all the videos. Instagram is gonna be harder to find, but if you scroll through that area, I got a bunch of them pinned the best ones. So SprayBaby1 on TikTok and Instagram, and then just SprayBaby on YouTube.
We'll throw all those links in the video description when it uploads and stuff.
No doubt.
We're gonna start doing that. So But thanks again, man. We're going to make a segment for you to come on during the season. I think we're going to figure out something. It could be I got to work, or we'll figure something out. We'll brainstorm with you.
For sure. No doubt. I appreciate y'all too as well, man. Get me back as soon as you can, man. Y'all know.
Anytime, man.
Hit it for me one more time, Chris.
I got to work.
Have a good night, sir.
I appreciate y'all.
All right, well,
Yep.
Man, that's gonna be it's gonna be a fun season. That was our guest, Chris Torrance, director of digital media and marketing and digital media. Sorry, look forward to working with him. And Miss Nia Lowe of Pick Six Photography was supposed to join us tonight, but she's had some flight issues because the weather is abnormal in this part of the country right now. So she's probably currently on a plane heading home. So we'll get her on again.
Safe travels to Mrs. Nia, man. She's stuck in Myrtle in South Carolina, man. Snow is everywhere right now. Okay, so hopefully she gets back home. I know her poor little feet and hands is tired from a long weekend, out there in Florida. But indeed, still to come on the rundown. We still got the guys from East Coast Locker Room, as well as my man Smooth from National Players Association, and my man Sammy from the Lowlights podcast to join us to do the recaps of this past week games. But first, coming up next, we have Coach Crow, as we call him, of the Capital City Seahawks and the face of the Sunshine Bowl. He's going to join us and talk about the Sunshine Bowl games, rankings, and more. But first, we got to pay them bills. We'll be right back after this.
What's up, man? And Nia says she's at the airport now. You could have been on the show, Nia.
Yeah, we could have just been on the show. Nia. Oh.
You could have went on your phone and got on the show. We'll forgive you this time. That's your free pass, but we'll get you next time. I'm sure you're tired of being stuck at the airport. That's never fun. Our next guest is the coach of the Capital City Seahawks. Also, like Chris said, he is the face of the Sunshine Bowl. Please welcome to the show, Coach James Crow, a.k.a. Coach Crow. What's up, Coach? How you doing, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Man, it is a beautiful day in the neighborhood, sir.
Yeah, beautiful. That's the word you want to use?
Hey, I got to speak life into this, Coach. I can't. Your words is powerful. If I say what it really is, it's going to get worse.
It's been a cold month, but we here, though, right?
We definitely here. And we glad you came here to join us because a lot of things been said over these last couple of weeks. I got to do the hand. A lot of things been said. Was this bowl, that bowl? Is this a national? Is that? I said, you know what? I know exactly who to call to come on the show with the knowledge. Okay, so Coach, man, can you set the record straight for our followers and the viewers at home? What are the differences between the Sunshine Bowl, the USA Bowl, and the NFE Bowl system?
Okay, so let's start off by saying no disrespect to anybody because some folks ain't gonna like what I'm about to say, but that's okay.
Well, that's why I got you here, because I knew you was gonna just,
I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to promote good football. So with that being said, USA Bowl. Shout out to them. They do a great job. They put on a great event. So first and foremost, they do a lot of great things for their event, but they're not a system. Let's put it out there. They run games. They run national games. They're not a system. They're not doing rankings all year. You're not hearing from them all year. They're not putting out polls. They're trying to get the best games possible, which is nothing wrong with that, but they're not a system. Point blank, period. There's no system there. They'll tell you they don't have a system. They want to get the best games they can possibly get. So the difference is that's not a system, right? That's just, let's get the best games. Let's play some football. Let's put on a good event, which is a good event. So I don't, I'm not going to, talk down on the event because they do some great things there. So that's not a system. So NFE, it's a system. It's a coaches poll. It's little, in my opinion, everybody may not feel the same. The system's a little outdated because anybody can input anything. There's no, far as we know, again, maybe you can get one of those guys on there to debunk this. I left. Okay. Maybe you can get one of their guys on here to debunk this. But as far as I know, and I've been doing this for 20 years, it's a coaches poll with not a lot of algorithm to it, not a lot of forethought put into anything besides the coaches poll and the records, right? And of course, with a coaches poll, you're going to vote for your favorite. You're going to be more biased towards your region, more biased towards your league, more biased towards your team. Not a bad system for 2005. Don't feel it works for 2025. That's just my opinion. When it comes to Sunshine Bowl, we are a board of 12. So a lot of people think it's just me. It definitely isn't me. Just me. We have a board of 12 that represents across the nation. Actually, this year we're going to bring on Cali, but we have a board of 12. We bring in folks from. I think we've had a couple of teams from Cali come and play. Phoenix this past year. All over the country. So, but we have a board of 12, and we have a point system. That's the initial ranking with the point system. And then we go to the people who know their areas and we get them to talk about what's actually going on in their areas. For example, take the Midwest. You guys are in the Midwest. You got 70 billion leagues in the Midwest. Right. Cool. Let's break down these leagues in the Midwest. So actually we have 2 reps for the Midwest. Dunk, the other guy, he don't want to be named. So we let him keep his anonymity. But, and what are these leagues really like? All right. Who are they playing? What is that competition looking like? Right. Because you can get the points and then you got to really talk about what's going on with football. Are they 11-2 with 2 forfeits, or are they 11-2 and they played all their games? What's really going on with that area? And I think that's what separates us from all the other polls, is because not only do we have our initial ranking system based on points, strength of schedule, and all that, but then we really get into it with these very great football minds that really talk about what's really going on in that area. And is it really good football, or are we talking about, yeah, they got a league, you're a league, but everybody's in the same city? Yeah, that's not national. I mean, and don't be wrong, you may be a great team, but you got to show us something a little bit more than going up the block. So, and I think those are some of the key differences between the different bowls. And there's other bowls that pop up every year. Folks trying to do good things, and we support those guys. I mean, for example, we supported I-75 this year. They put on a great tournament in the Midwest, and we needed it because there was no way we were going to be able to really discern all the Midwest goings. Slash from the Dukes, he puts on the Ohio Valley tournament. We do the Road to Sunshine tournament over here, and then we have our Dirty Bowl as qualifiers. So we do a lot of different things. And another key difference between us and the other systems is that we have a breakdown. So, and a lot of people don't understand this, but we're going to break it down right now. You have you got 1A football, which we don't really deal with too much because that's your local backyard football. And don't be mad. You're just getting started. You're a developmental team. That's where you're supposed to be. You got 2A football, a little bit more advanced. The league should be a little bit more structured. You should be getting a little travel in. You got some pretty decent players, maybe some younger coaches. And then you got the 3A football. 3A football is where the big boys play. right? And that's where you're going to get a lot of that's where you get your Detroit Ravens. That's where you get your Capital City Seahawks. I got to plug my brand. That's where
Of course.
That's where you get the Indy Bison. That's where you get the Motor City Rams. That's where you get the Woodland Tigers. That's where you get the CFA, my sister Dell's league. That's where you get some of these bigger teams that are able to do a little bit more travel. They're playing meaningful games week in and week out. And so you got those 3 different levels. So we break it down we do rankings for 2A and 3A. Now here's the other separation that we do. We also break it down between summer, fall, and winter, spring. So we hold 3 events a year. All right, so we do our spring nationals, and then we do our summer, fall nationals. We do that because if you know anything about football, you'll have one team playing fall football, and they call them the Rhinos, right? And in the spring, they're going to be the Pelicans. Same guys.
Same guys.
Same guys.
Tell like it is. Tell like it is.
Same guys, different coach. You ranking the same guys against each other. That doesn't make any sense. That's not logical. So you break it down because you'll never have those 2 teams play each other. So how are you going to rank them against each other? Mm-hmm. It's never going to happen. So that's one of the reasons why when we made that split, I think back in 2020, it kind of took off because people slightly, And then another thing too, we believe in roster integrity. Now we don't always get it right, but I think we're the best at it. If you finish your season, say June, right, and you wait till January or February to play your national, you're not going to have the same roster. I don't even expect you to have the same roster.
Right. It'd be silly.
Doesn't even make any sense. You should supposed to be recruiting that 6 months. So then you play a team that just got out of season who has the roster they just played with, and now you done souped up your roster with the best of the best because you're playing against, let's say, the Detroit Ravens. You're going to put everybody you can. So what we do, that split makes it so that their roster integrity is as high as we can get it. Like I said, we're not perfect. We got checks and everything, but somebody's always going to dip through the cracks on me. But we try to keep that roster integrity intact because, again, we want the integrity of the game. When you win, we want you to win.
Right.
And last piece, because this is kind of a long answer, the last piece of this is I see a lot of people saying they want a national championship. I want a national championship. First things first, if I was to go with the logic that everybody's talking about, they want a national championship, the Seahawks have 6 national championships. Let's go with that logic. Listen,
go with it, coach. Go with it.
Look at that trophy. Look at that trophy room.
Just go with it, coach. Just go.
But here's the deal. Everybody can't be a national champion. That's just not logical, right? So if you look at the NCAA, how they do their games, and the playoffs is a perfect example, right? In the Sunshine Bowl, we have 3 tiers of games, 3. So we have tier 3, the lower tier, which is basically, your Park Top Bowl, your Holiday Bowl, the ones that are played outside of the college playoffs.
Yeah. Right? Even Snoop Dogg got a bowl.
Yeah. But listen, then you got your tier 2 games. I would call those the games they play in the college playoffs. And then you have your tier 1 game, which is the national championship, right? So if you're not playing in that tier 1 game, it's okay to say you won a national bowl game. Matter of fact, you should be happy because they all feel it. Because I've won them all, right? I've won a tier 3, tier 2, and a tier 1. I won them all because I got the trophy to prove it. Right? We've won them all, but, right, it's supposed to be a building process to that tier 1. Right. So what happens is when you say you won a national championship, and I'm not picking on nobody, and you win 11-6, you didn't win a national championship. You didn't. Your record does not qualify for that level of success. Now, you did win a great national bowl game, right? And love that and build off that so you can get to that next tier game. I think folks are trying to be something they're not before. They're trying to be something that they're not, and they're not trying to work to get there. And I think that's one of the biggest issues with football anyway, right? Step through the process because you'll have a longer team. Your team will last longer if you do that. But if you're a flash in the pants team, right, you win something, you get it satisfied, and next thing you know, 2 years later, your team is gone. So that's pretty much our breakdown with Sunshine Bowl. Like I said, I respect everybody that's out here doing this business though, because it's not easy. I know a lot of folks like to put bowls together and stuff like that, and then they really see how much work it is. I live in DC, but we're doing games in Miami, Charlotte, Atlanta, Houston. You got to have your ducks in a row, and you got to be good with people, and you really have to have your business straight to do these games. So that's why a lot of times when you see Sunshine Bowl, NFE, and USA Bowl, they've lasted so long because we kind of got that passed down of knowledge. And then some of the other bowls who come and go is because it's hard. It's hard work. And again, we do three events a year. So that kind of separates, I think, us from the rest. And but again, much respect to anybody that's out there doing it, because guess what? It's not easy work.
Real quick, a question in the chat, Coach, from Punch Goat Flip. He asked, he loves the honesty, but can you name the true national champs?
So this is what we do.
Oh,
this is great. This is great. It's a great thing. So this is what we do, because we're not biased here at Sunshine Bowl. We look at the games that everybody plays, right? So we'll look at, I think the NFE had a really dope game. They had, they had the Admirals versus the Columbus Fire.
Mm-hmm.
They had a dope game, right? According to our rankings, I think the Admirals were number 1 and the Fire were like number 4, right? Cool. So obviously the Fire, when we come out with our next set of rankings, they'll still be at number 1, right? And then according to our rankings, I believe Fayetteville Ducks was 3 and Lockport's 2. I may be wrong, right? So what we're going to do is, because the Admirals are never going to play the winner of those 2 games, we're going to look at how those games was played, right? I watched the Columbus Fire Admirals game. We're going to look at how that game was played, right? And we're going to say, okay, how was it played? What's the point difference? What's the point spread? How did it look? We're going to get with the board and say, damn, that's how we're going to probably determine who's that number 1 team. And we've done it plenty of times. I mean, a few years ago, Detroit was playing the Admirals. Matter of fact, I think Detroit won, right? And then we had a national championship game. I think we had Texas versus Brooklyn. 2 very good games. Detroit won that game better than Texas did. We put Detroit at number 1. Even though it was our poll, we're non-biased. What was the better game? What was the better feat? Who defeated a better opponent? How did that game go? So we are going to determine that after our set of games, February 15th and 16th in Miami, Florida at Betty T. Ferguson. Just want to point that out. That's where we're going to be. Beautiful field near Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Good plug right there.
Hey, the field that you guys played at a couple years ago, Tropical Field, was nice too. A team I worked for in Fort Wayne, the Wolverines, they played the Woodland Tigers a couple years ago down there. Yeah. It was a gorgeous field.
Tropical Park is so beautiful, but they want $8,500 to play there.
Ooh, man.
Yeah.
That's a price for you. Now, Coach,
that's a price. So
now, Coach, we're gonna have you back on. You know what I'm saying? Next week, probably week after, before the Sunshine Bowls happens. That way, we can talk about the matchups that you guys got going on. But what I want to know is, I know you got your own team now, the Capital City Seahawks.
Yes, sir.
Right. What are we looking like going into 2025? And everybody, including me, want to know, why independent now?
So, great question. So we're quasi independent. So basically,
good word.
Quasi. Yeah. So basically, what's going on here is we were in the GDFL, and first things first, let me say this about the GDFL: it has the blueprint for that next level of football. GDFL. I don't know if you. I'm dating myself. Coach may under the NAFL. Remember the NAFL? Remember that, Coach?
I do.
Yeah. We're dating ourselves here.
I do. I played in the GDFL. That's the crazy part too.
Yeah. So you got 2A, you got 3A, and I think the GDFL, that blueprint, is that next level of football. And so Seahawks, we've won spring title, fall title, summer title, right? We've been dominant in our area for years. So as a couple other teams that have been pretty dominant, like the Baltimore Hurricanes and stuff like that. And what happens is you get bored with football, right? You get bored. Guys don't want to come to practice no more because we know we're going to beat them and stuff like that. And then what ends up happening is we end up losing the game we shouldn't have lost because guys are just not motivated. So a few years ago, after we went to a championship and lost badly to Brooklyn beat us up that day. But Brooklyn beat us up. But
I got beat by Brooklyn too. It's okay.
Yeah, they beat us up. But it became apparent to me that it was time for us to try to do that next level of football. And GDFL was what we thought was going to be it. And we had two decent seasons. I mean, last year, I don't even want to talk about what happened last year, a little BS, but it's not that type. But basically what happened with the GDFL is that Charles Thompson, great man. I think he has a great blueprint, but it comes a point where you get too big and you need to trust people to help. And he has some good people, including myself, willing to help push that league into 2025. And the thing about it is we gave him a bunch of myself, and I'm just telling the family secrets here. Myself, Jeff from the Racing and Tommy from the Predators gave him a list of things that if you do these things, the league will take off. He decided not to do those things. It's his league. We can't make him do anything. Like I said, still love him. He has a lot of wisdom. So he gets a bad rap because he is a little harsh, but he has a lot of wisdom. But if you sit and listen to him, he'll give you some nuggets. But at the end of the day, I'm about the progression. And what happened with myself, Jeff from Racing, and Tommy from the Predators, we didn't see the progression no more. So with that being said, of course, we all seen Racing left first, right? And then Tommy left. Then I was like, well, I got to make a move. So what we did, we're always independent in the spring. Always independent in the spring because we like to get some games in. And then we just had to sit down for a second, take a step back and see what was the best opportunity for the Seahawks to play the type of football that we wanted to play. So we settled in on the NFA, and we're going to see how that goes. Coach Rowland over there from Lockport, he's the commissioner. He's giving us a lot of giving me a lot of liberties to kind of build a schedule that makes sense. I posted it on my page today, and so we're able to play the teams that we want to play. We got a team with game with Knoxville. My phone's going to ring, of course, because I'm on this interview. We got a game with Knoxville. We got a game with the Predators again because we got to run that one back. We got a game with Syracuse. We got a game out in Pittsburgh. So we're playing a national schedule. So I just want everybody to say things I asked you to do as one of the Sunshine Bowl chairs is not something that I would not do myself. I'm not going to ask anybody to do anything I would not do. So we're going to go ahead and push forward with the NFA. And our goal is to, get to Sunshine Bowl in 2026 in Miami. That's the goal. We're going to earn it. I can go to Sunshine Bowl every year, but I don't. As you can see, the Seahawks are not in it this year. They weren't in last year because we didn't earn it. So we just have to get back to earning it. I got a really, really, really good team coming back. I think I got like 80% of the team coming back. So, which is
big numbers.
Almost unheard of in semi-pro. Sorry, Dunk. Pro.
He's trying to get his band already, Coach. Come on. So cut the plug, man.
Yeah, I don't want him to cut it. But yeah, so that was the rationale. Was just to kind of like push forward with a situation that's going to have us play the type of ball we want to play. And again, I didn't want to do local because local causes a lot of problems for me just because of, my ties to the leagues, my ties to Sunshine Bowl and stuff like that. So it's just better for me to take my squad and go ahead and do something a little bit bigger, a little bit grander to kind of show people, hey, this is how it's supposed to be done. So, we have some great leagues out here on the East Coast. I know y'all talk about the PFA because we got the ECFA in the spring. Oh, then you have my league in the fall, the MLF. You got Dell's league, the CFA. So on the East Coast, we're really doing some good things in football out here. And, I look forward to nationals because, we get a chance to square up against some of the Midwest powerhouses. Shout out to the PFA going 5-0, but we're going to have to make them 5-1 because they're playing on the team,
I knew that's where you were going with that one, Coach.
We're going to have to get them 5-1. Don't get hey, listen, it's a great feat. It's a great feat. Me and Dunk have argued not argued, but we've had discussions. I told him, though, it's too many teams. There's too many teams from 5 teams. That's a lot. That is a lot. But there were some great teams in that mix, so you can't argue too much about it. You got the Bills, the Rams, the Ravens. You got some. He really has some good teams represent. So shout out to him. But like I said, I think one of the things that we have to start streamlining. Just circle back to nationals is we have to start streamlining who's a champion, who's not, and how you get there. If you didn't win your league, you gotta do a little bit more. and I think, with the I-75, I guess doing I-95 next and some of the things that we do, I think those are the type of things that we need, because if you don't win your league, you got to go that extra mile. And I just believe in earning it. So, but that's me. That's the Seahawks. 13 years, 4 championships, 2 national championships, and 4 national bowl games. I don't, or should I just say 6 national championships?
Win in Rome, coach. Win in Rome. Win in Rome.
How we couching this? And 13 years. So this is our 13th year. And I just appreciate, all the coaches we had and the longevity and everybody that just, that's been a fan and is watching the Seahawks. And, we just try to be the standard for the area, man, for the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia, for those who are not from here. And we just try to make sure that everybody, sees what we're doing and market it well and bring some of the best players. So.
Well, Coach, it's been great talking to you, picking your brain. We look forward to chatting with you again very soon. Like I said, we're going to have you on so we can talk about the Sunshine Bowl matchups. Good luck to you and the Seahawks. Hopefully you can come to the PFA next season. We can build that bridge.
We got to get a division, man. Listen.
We can build that bridge. You know what I mean? It always starts with one. We build that bridge up. But we always, you're a friend of the show, man. You're always welcome to come back on, man. We love to have you, man. We thank you for
I appreciate you guys, man. And listen, I tried to put a show on I did a show during COVID, and I tell you what, it was a lot of work. I had to stop doing it. So I appreciate you guys, because this is definitely a labor of love, and you guys do it well. And congratulations on the success you have in here and the notoriety you bring into the PFA and just pro advancement football as a whole, man. You guys are doing an awesome job. And like I said, I watch your show. I don't think I really give a choice, because I send out reminders to everybody.
Got to.
Yeah, it's like, it's on. I'm gonna watch it. And also the film that y'all did on Dunk, I just need him not to sing anymore.
Hey,
that's
the
all I
vlog
need.
is going to be lit. The vlog is going to be lit. That is only a snippet, okay? That is just I knew that would be a great sneak peek to get everybody.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what I was watching at first.
Nia did an excellent job following him around the whole time when she was down there in Florida. We had, pre-talked about it and discussed it that we were going to get 360 camera on Dunk, his during the games, his facial expressions. We wanted to follow him around because everybody wants to know what he does. So we said, you know what? Let's put a camera on him for nationals, and we'll show the world. So
we do a lot. He does a lot. We all do a lot. So I'm just want to hold on. Am I turning the right way?
Show the hardware off again, Coach.
Man, look at those trophies.
There we go.
Yeah. And we got some upstairs too, man. So we, this Capital City Seahawks Sunshine Bowl. Shout out to the board. Sean Wood. So Sean Wood is the chairman. He runs everything. I'm just the operations guy that makes everything happen, bring everybody together. But Sean, he's the glue for everybody. He keeps everybody sane when we start arguing and fussing and stuff like that. He usually has the level-headed suggestions. So shout out to the board, shout out to Dunk, shout out to Vic, all the board members. Man, like I said, they do such an awesome job. I can't even stress enough how much of a awesome job that they do. I mean, we be up to midnight, 1 a.m, putting this stuff together. So shout out to the board, man.
All right. Like I said, Coach, we'll get with you soon, and you have yourself a good evening. All right.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
That was Coach James Crowell of the Capital City Seahawks and the Sunshine Bowl. The Sunshine Bowl will kick off on Saturday, February 15th in Miami, Florida. Look for our Sunshine Bowl show the week before that game, and we'll send out more information on that. But we'll be right back.
Hey, see, I'm finna go beast mode, and the rest of them know how I'm rocking, they know how I pop it, they say I'm a cheat code. The king of the monsters, the biggest, they know they in trouble when I get in feast mode. Really been on this world for some years, everybody want war, but can't take what I give. Better watch you safe when you get what you fear, I'm the biggest wherever it's up, cause I'm him. On the island, I'm wild enough, think that I'm hiding every time I come out and get hit. I'm the king of the jungle, the island, everywhere that I step, you know I get respect. Think you better than me, then let's check it out. You ain't built for the fight, better exit now. Got that fossil, come on with the beef, only us at the table, can't eat what we eat. I'm a villain, somehow I'm still saving the street. Supernatural, so you can't compete. I done did all the work, people steps in the street. I done stepped from the south to the east, really stepped from the north to the west. I done been all around.
And we're back. Welcome back to the rundown. This past weekend, the PFA had a record 5 teams go down to Florida, and 5 teams came home national champ. I'm going to say it, Chris, national champions. Now it is time to recap those games and join us to talk about those games. The man behind Smooth's not on here, so I'm going to skip that part. But Detroit Smooth, if you're listening, we're waiting for you to jump on, buddy. Also, we got the guys from the East Coast locker room, Mr. Kenny Reed, and I think Kevin had to go. So, but Sammy Jones from the Lights Out podcast is here. So we'll bring those guys on. What's up, fellas?
Yo, what's up?
Apologize to Kevin. I know he had to leave for a meeting, so we were trying to get him on for a few minutes at least, but we know he had to take off. So, but welcome
so fellas,
to the
we want
rundown.
to definitely welcome you on the show, man. I know I was on the East Coast locker room last weekend, and we talked about some of these games, so we're just going to recap them. First one we're going to recap, Sammy, I know this is a favorite one of yours. We're going to recap the Bills and the Southington Gems game. The Bills will score early, put up 7 on the board, and take the lead. The Gems try to put together good drives, but the score would stay that way until late in the game when the Bills would add another TD to the board to seal the game for the most. For the better part of that fourth quarter, ended up being 13-0. In all, it was a very, very defensive battle. I was impressed by the Gems. I really was. Unfortunately, they did lose their quarterback in the first half due to an injury. Our prayers go out to him. That kind of made things difficult for their offense. So, starting with you, Sammy, man, what did you think about the game, man?
It was definitely a defensive battle game. Everyone was talking 40-piece, so I thought the Bills would. I saw the athletes, but they had a lot of drops in that first quarter. I believe the slot guy did 1 drop 2. Those you probably go into the house. But aside from that, the injury to Ryan, they didn't have no other quarterback. And then I believe Q went in there and he balled out. Artist, so give it up to the Jets. They for that and they tried to arm it.
Yeah. Kenny,
what do you think about the game?
Well, before I get into that, first and foremost, like I want to say, shouts out to you and Brian. I love what you guys doing with the rundown and the podcast. You guys have an amazing product that you guys are putting out. And thanks again for having, myself, like one half of the East Coast locker room with my boy Kev, on your show. And I wanted to apologize for last week, because you guys were on our show and I couldn't be there because I had a severe migraine. I couldn't come on, but I just wanted to apologize to you guys because I was looking forward to officially meeting you guys. But thank you guys for coming on to the show. Sammy, you already know what it is. Was good, bro. Outside of that, I want to bring this out to Ryan. Ryan stepped up to play quarterback for the Gems because they didn't have their quarterback. Because normally, Ryan is middle linebacker. So salute to him. He was stepping up to playing quarterback for them. And then obviously, unfortunately, he went down with the leg injury. And then Quan Bromell, who's a receiver, he stepped up to play quarterback as well to try to do the best he could. I was watching the game on my phone while I was at work. But from what I saw, the game, it was a great game. It definitely was a defensive battle. The Gems were putting up a fight as much as they could to try to, at least put points on the board. They were getting, they got into the red zone a few times, but, they just couldn't score. Outside of that, not taking anything away from the Bills, with them being a 3A team, I thought, that they would have put up a lot more points, but that's a testament to, the Southington Gems and the true grit that they showed. But nonetheless, I thought it was a great game. I'm a former defensive player, so I love defense, and I felt like it was a great defensive game. But salute to the Michigan Bills on their win.
Definitely, it was a good game. I got to catch the first quarter or so of it, and it was definitely a back and forth game. At the beginning, it was definitely back and forth, and both teams were battling. And I think the Bills scored like a couple minutes into the second quarter, and I had to jet up the road to Daytona. So, but I was keeping track of it with Chris when I got to Daytona. He was watching, I believe, right, Chris? You were watching the game.
Yeah,
and
I watched the whole thing from start to finish.
Yep. So congratulations to the Michigan Bills and Mikey and them. Great young team, so they got a lot of talent and definitely they're at the top. They're climbing that mountain. They're going to do good this year, I think. So look forward to their season. Next up, we go 45 minutes up the road to Daytona Beach in the historic Daytona Municipal Stadium, Chris, the home of the historic Bethune-Cookman Wildcats, which plays host to the USA Bowl National Championships. We kicked off the day with the Motor City Rams and the Austin Vipers. Well, there was a game before that, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. The Motor City Rams took on the Austin Vipers out of Austin, Texas. It was another close game, Chris. Another kind of a nail biter, I guess. And what do you think about? Well, you were watching that game on the video, so.
Yeah, before we go any further, I'm a tedious guy. Hey, Kevin, can you do me a favor and go about and bring it back in? We're getting a lot of feedback, and it's messing up your audio. I know we checked it earlier, but I want to make sure everybody can hear you.
Me?
Kenny, if you can go out real quick, and then we're going to try to bring you back in. Your audio was messing up, and I'm not sure. It kind of sounds auto-tuned.
Okay, I got you. No problem, brother.
Sounded better there for some reason. But
I want to make sure everybody can hear him. Let's see. Sammy, let me check. Sammy, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. The feedback must have come. We can still hear feedback on YouTube, Sammy.
Sammy, you got anything else on other than the phone?
Is that
it's better? Like a radio. You got to turn all frequencies off. That's a little better.
Yeah. Thank you. It was hard to hear you, and it was hard to hear Kenny because it was like auto-tuning his voice for some reason. We'll see if he jumps back in.
What we'll have to do if we need to, we'll flip back and forth with you guys. I want everybody to be able to hear what you guys have to say. I don't want it to sound crazy, but no, this game was really a good game. Both defenses came to play tough, physical football, and it showed all game long. The Rams were able to force two safeties, one by a blown special teams punt snap that went to the end zone, and the other was from an intentional grounding call in the end zone as well. The score at that point was 10-7, headed into the fourth quarter, where the Rams put together a long physical drive capped by a QB lead that went for a 20-yard touchdown. But the Vipers answered back immediately with a score of their own to make the score 16-13. The Rams would try to bleed the clock, but ended up giving the ball back, but turning it over on downs. They ended up punting it away. This they left it up to the defense at that point to finish the game out for the Rams, which held strong. I want to say the Vipers did get the midfield, but they were held off by the Rams, and they were able to do that until the clock reached 0-0 and take home the trophy. So, yeah, Sammy, were you able to see the game, Sammy? How do you think this one went?
I thought the safeties were big, but I thought the QB lead was crazy.
Man, I think they did it, like 3 or 4 times down the field in that drive? They ran QB lead?
I had a couple guys at my house. We watched a bunch of the games, starting with obviously the Bills and the Gems game. That was the noontime game. Mm-hmm. And then we definitely switched over to this game. And we just didn't know why they didn't adjust to it, because they definitely went to that quarterback lead.
All right,
Can you
Kenny,
hear
we
us?
got you back in here. Kenny, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. Can you guys hear me?
That's much better. Thank you so
better.
much.
Thank you so much. We're
Awesome,
just
no
sitting here.
problem.
We're talking about the Rams Vipers game. How did you see it play out in your opinion? We said it. Me and Sammy both said it was a real defensive game. Came down to the wire basically.
Yeah. Well, I agree with you guys. I felt like it was a great defensive game as well. Both teams were slugging it out, man, and it just came down to basically who wanted it more, man, and shout out to who was it? It was I'm looking at the logo. That's the Motor City Rams.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, man. Listen, man. Shout out to the Motor City Rams, man.
Hey, Smooth, I see you in the chat. I sent you the stream link, man. Jump on.
Oh, that's who that was. He said he was
just seen him. I seen him.
Yeah,
I just saw
he said
him
he was there, but I don't see him he's not in the lobby. So,
but yeah, it was the QB runs. Like I said, me and Sammy both said the QB runs on that last drive in the fourth quarter. I want to say they ran it 3 to 4 times. I know they to the left, to the right. Basically they just out physical them in those heavy minutes to get it to get that score. And
man,
that ended up being
safeties was crazy.
Back-to-back safeties was crazy.
Yeah, I was like, what?
That's
what?
unfortunate.
Because I think at the time Vipers were up 7-6.
They were, and that safety put the Rams up
8-7
by a point. Yeah. And then back to back, it was like literally back to back. I'm pretty sure I remember it being back to back almost, like literally, like the next possession that the Vipers had, they got a safety.
Yeah. But you know what? Also, too, like those penalties in the game didn't help at all. Oh Lord, it was penalties almost there.
Oh, it was penalties everywhere. It was penalties everywhere. I think Punch just said they had 6 touchdowns called back. I wasn't counting.
They did.
I definitely know they had a lot of touchdowns called back.
They had a couple kickoff. I'm pretty sure they had a kickoff return.
Man, the kickoff when my guy jumped over, dude.
Yeah,
when he jumped over, baby.
Hurdled them, and they called it back.
Bro,
they called it back, dude. I was like, holy.
My boy over here doing Saquon moves, man.
Man, he was a big guy, bro. I did not expect him to do that. When he leaped over him, bro, I was so mad when they called that back because that needed to count. Like his effort alone his effort alone made that count, bro. He got up over dude.
Ask yourself, like, did the ref want to be a part of the game?
wanted to let you know he was there. Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, it was weird. It was a couple of them were like, I didn't know he could see that from that angle, but okay.
Yeah. But congratulations to the Motor City Rams for winning the USA Bowl Top 25 National Championship game, bringing that home to the Midwest. We're going to take a quick break and check out this video. In Trez, we trust.
Work is on its way, boy. No, like, in therapy. Yeah, talk to me. Yeah. One false move to make you lose it all. Being crossed so many times to make you sit and question your dog. Looking how your exes did you. Should've make you look at the next bitch different. A broken heart to make you question your decisions. They all say I'm changing, I'm starting to let the money control me. They hating on my success, they want me to go back to that old me. Yeah. Love me forever, that's what they told me. Found out their intentions weren't pure, that shit that broke me. Yeah. Caterpillars turn to butterflies. Nobody isn't there when it's time to ride. Nobody ever showed it when it's time to cry. Realizing you the only one by your side. They steady screaming I'm the chosen child. Have anxiety attacks, I'm shitting everyone out. Sick and tired of being told lies. This life full of hurt and I don't know why. I'm sorry, I just need some therapy. But when it's time to open up, I close in deeply. I'm learning life at first hand, no one lecture me. When I be home, be find my thoughts, can't seem to get sleep. Everyone they see me strong inside, I feel so weak. I asked the devil, call it the streets, he said I'm in too deep. For everyone of my niggas, I just hope them catch a side of him. Don't focus on today, this is just the beginning. I'm trying hard to escape before it's way too late. Mama stressing on my feelings, you know I'm not okay. And then I get the smile and shit, but she look at me, she could tell from my eyes, I just be wanna break down, you know what I'm saying? Caterpillars turn to butterflies. Nobody is in doubt when it's time to ride. Nobody ever showed them when it's time to cry. Realizing you're the only one by your side. They steady screaming, I'm the chosen child. I'm having anxiety attacks, I'm shitting everyone out. Get back, hold on. Sick and tired of being told lies. This life full of hurt and I don't know why. Sometimes I feel like beat on.
Man, and Smooth joins us. He's in here now.
All right,
there we go.
And we are back, man. Now to follow up that game, what you just saw was an amazing highlight. One person reel from the man they call Trez for the Indy Bisons. They played in the USA Bowl Fall National Championship as the number one team in the state of Indiana. The Indy Bison took on the Erie Express. Let's go ahead and welcome my man Smooth from the National Player Association before we get up into this. Man, thanks for coming on, man.
Appreciate it.
Chris, this game wasn't even close, and watching that video, but is not as the same as watching Montrez Herron live in person running that game. Definitely a special player, and I mean the Bison. Full of talent, obviously, but watching Montrez do his thing on the field is just it's a great thing. But I mean, wasn't even close. It was 34-0, I think, before the half. I mean, they ended up putting their like second string, third string guys in, and the offensive line is great. Did a great job. Corey Bridges had a couple touchdowns. What else can you say, man? The Express came off the track a little bit.
It definitely did, man. Smooth, how'd you see this game, man? And don't be bashful.
Hey, man, I'm gonna be honest, bro. The Erie Express probably shouldn't have been there. They're a good team. They got a lot of good history, but this year wasn't their year. This year, it seemed like they were on a rebuilding phase. They lost to the Fire twice in league play and championship. I don't think they should have played. They probably should have been there, but playing the Indy Bison was way out of their league. That shouldn't have happened. The Indy Bison got Corey Bridges. He's one of the best running backs in the league, in the nation. It's hard to stop him, man.
As we saw. Sammy, what you think about the game, man?
That boy looked like a Madden character out there. Like Smooth said, it was going to get out of hand, and he said everything he just said before the game. So it was hard to even think that it wasn't going to. But they made it look easy.
Man, Kenny, what's your thoughts about it, man?
Man, listen, there's not much to say after what Sammy just said. Smooth, man. It was, I mean, it looked like the Indy Bison was just out there, like, playing Madden on rookie mode, bro.
Not rookie mode.
Bob was the quarterback, right?
I mean, like that running back was as advertised, man. That dude is special. I mean, like the quarterback play was phenomenal. I mean, like the defense was obviously lights out, and the scores. I mean, like the score speaks for itself. So I mean, yeah.
I mean, for them to put up a donut was crazy.
Yeah,
we got to remember, Indy Bison was two teams last year, and they condensed into one. So they got all the best talent from both teams. It's hard to beat them, bro.
Got you. I got you. Okay. That's yep.
Now, before we jump into this next game, I got to show this quick footage of these Ravens. I want everybody to see this. And Smooth, we're gonna jump right into that Ravens game next, but we gotta let the viewers see this vid of how the Ravens conducted themselves before the game.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. I hope the video play. Brian, you got it?
Hey, love this shit. Love this shit. Fear this shit. Or have an anger towards this shit. Love it, fear it, or have an anger. You gotta love football. You don't search for no motivation. You step on the field, you love it. You fear anybody thinking they over y'all in the fucking nation. That's the fear I got. Anybody think they better than us. And the anger, the audacity, the motherfuckers write us off. Any motherfucking list, any ranking, anything. But anybody being on the field is the anger I got. That shit come out of my soul. That's why I'm headbutting people. That's why you can feel it. It come out of my soul every time. Y'all gotta have that. Y'all gotta feel that shit every time y'all walk on the field. Pick one, motherfuckers. Let's go. Dominate on 3. Family on dominate.
Sorry
I
about
don't
that,
know
guys.
about you guys, okay? But I know if my coach talked to me like that before a game,
I couldn't hear it.
it's finna go down. Okay. Coach T is one of the realest coaches I've seen at this level.
I
All
don't know about
respect to
y'all,
him.
but we couldn't hear it. We just saw him.
Y'all couldn't
headbutt
hear it?
both
Oh,
guys.
man.
No.
Yeah, no, I couldn't hear it either.
It looked like he was just headbutting them.
Man, listen, he was headbutting them with words, brother. Words of confidence.
You want me to play it one more time? See if you guys can hear it?
Yeah, play it one more time.
Okay, let me play it one more time. Hang on.
Hey, love this shit. Love this shit. Fear this shit. Or have an anger towards this shit. Love it, fear it, or have an anger. You gotta love football. You don't search for no motivation. You step on the field, you love it. You fear anybody thinking they over y'all in the fucking nation. That's the fear I got. Anybody think they better than us. And the anger, the audacity, the motherfuckers write us off. Any motherfucking list, any ranking, anything. But anybody being on the field is the anger I got. That shit come out of my soul. That's why I'm headbutting people. That's why you can feel it. It come out of my soul every time. Y'all gotta have that. Y'all gotta feel that shit every time y'all walk on the field. Pick one, motherfuckers. Let's go. Dominate on 3. Family on dominate.
Was that better, guys?
No, I still couldn't hear it.
I think the viewers was able to hear it.
Yeah.
I apologize, guys, because I see Duncan he was able to hear it. But basically,
Okay.
he gave a hell of a speech. That's all I can say. He gave a hell of a speech, guys.
I did call the headbutt though.
Yeah, definitely headbutt was out there for sure.
You gotta have a coach like that though.
You got to. And Coach T, man, he's an amazing coach. Amazing coach. Like I told you guys last week, this was the revenge tour for the Ravens this year.
Right.
And it was going to start in Florida. They did not disappoint. From the QB play to the big boys in the trenches, the Cyclones were outmatched from the stretching line, okay?
Man,
when they said
jerseys in the the trash, there were Cyclone jerseys in the parking lot.
Listen, when they said leave no doubt, the Ravens did just that and reminded us that they are still one of the top teams in the nation, beating Cyclones 41-6. Leading the flock was the MVP of the game, Mr. Dominique Speedy Hannah himself.
4 touchdowns.
Had 200 plus all-purpose yards and 4 tutties to go along with that. If this was the message to the PFA and the rest of the nation, it definitely was received. I tell you that much. Smooth, talk about it.
Hey man, the Detroit Ravens is a unique team. They lost to the Rams. I can't say it was a fluke because the Rams got a lot of talent and they got a legendary coach over there in Ranger. But I got to follow them around all season.
Right.
And I learned myself some things from the Ravens. Even though I'm a coach, I still learned some things from their coach. One thing that stuck with me was how you do anything is how you do everything. And that's been my motto. I even passed that down to my kids. And Dominic Hannah has been a dog all year on both sides of the ball. He'd catch 2 interceptions and have 2 touchdowns on offense down there every game, bro. If you wasn't watching the game, you need to go back and watch the season. He's a beast.
He had a day, bro. Kenny, were you able to see this game, and what's your thoughts about it?
One more second.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Every receiver on their team has at least 5 touchdowns within the season. Every receiver. I just want to say that.
Okay.
And that's what QB
That's
Webster
impressive.
is there for.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kenny.
Oh no! I was gonna say, unfortunately, no, I didn't catch this game. But like from what I do know about the Detroit Ravens, I mean, like they've pretty much been a powerhouse. I mean, for a long time. So like I wasn't surprised of the outcome. Like all in all, like what I will do is I'm gonna go back and check this game out, like to see like like the X's and O's. Ooh, excuse me. So I can better see like the dominant performance by them, because like 41-6 says a lot. So
Sammy, what's your thoughts, man?
Unfair, bullying, more bullying, a little bit more bullying. But I called that before the game.
Yeah.
But like, there's like I watched the game, but like the angles and the clips that they had that I've been seeing come out lately. Oh boy, I don't know if the Cyclones can make it. Like, we might have found a national bird that could take out a national storm. You know what I'm saying? Like the Ravens put it on those boys, and then the line was just I don't know. I'm glad those boys made it back to Detroit home. I'm glad the Florida cops didn't try arresting them, because that was abuse.
To be honest, the Cyclones got lucky scoring that 6 points.
Yeah, that should have been another.
I didn't even know there was 6. That's how bad it was.
Right.
It was late in the fourth quarter. Like
it was really late in the fourth quarter, and they were probably less than 10 minutes away from getting the goose egg on them. They got lucky. I think it might have been a penalty or something, and that moved them down the field, and they ended up scoring. But you would have thought they tied the game, man.
I say this about the Cyclones. They lost a lot of players in the offseason. A lot of them went to the St. Louis Falcons.
Okay.
Yeah, so the team they came with wasn't their team from the regular season.
Okay.
But the guys they did lose were guys they didn't want. So that was the core of their team. And then the Ravens didn't even have, like, we all know player one football, but they didn't even have their power back there.
Yeah, I didn't see him at all. I saw player one, and of course, he did his thing too. But I didn't see the power back that I usually, I'm saying, they're usually a tandem back there.
So we're allowed to talk about what player one did now, because that like, come on now.
Player one is a highlight film in itself. I love his GoPro.
Yeah.
Player one, if you're listening, I need that footage, my man.
If you just watched player one's highlight tapes, you would think you were like, all right, I'm about to play this virtual reality game.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get you out here in this world. Just let me get that footage, brother, so we can share it and get it out there, because more people need to see that, man. That GoPro goes
He's
ham.
getting millions of views, bro.
Man. Between him, I know it's him, Ben Kershaw of the Phantoms. He also wears a GoPro during the game.
Pack Money, yeah.
Yeah, Pack Money. He gets a lot of views too. I think ESPN even bought a couple of his clips before. So, like, guys, if you invest in yourself, okay, and you actually trying to do something and you preparing for these games. Again, let me repeat that. If you're actually doing something for yourself and you're preparing for these games, it doesn't hurt to wear a camera to showcase your skills.
In our league, they don't allow it.
Hey, man, we the PFA, man. We allow player promotion.
We had a couple guys. They went out and bought it, and they're like, they asked me like, "Oh, can I wear it?" I'm like, "I don't care. Go ahead, do it."
I think that single vision stuff is dope, man.
We even have referees in our league, guys, that wear body cams. Our referees wear body cams in our league.
And Daniel wear body cams, and
because sometimes you need to, sometimes there might be a call that a team might have a problem with. We want to go back and look over that that situation to maybe see if they were right and we were wrong, or vice versa. How can we learn from those mistakes? And sometimes in pro advancement sports, personal fouls are called. it's good to have a referee with a body cam on. So he can see and hear what's going
Right.
on. You know, so I think there's good and there's bad, but it's more good that outweighs the bad when it comes to
I agree.
to this new technology.
Did he just say he got red flags too?
I just seen that, and I cannot confirm or deny that we got challenge flags this year. I can't.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said challenge flags. Right. That's new.
That is news. That is breaking news to us.
Send that memo to us. But the last game we have that was on Sunday, guys, was the Flag City Phantoms versus the West Virginia Leviathan. And
hey, you got it right.
Yep. And unbeknownst to me, listening to the commentator from the video of at the game, Leviathan is a sea monster.
Well, see, I learned that also from my man Smooth last week. We looked it up because nobody wanted to pronounce it but me. So Smooth looked it up, and we found out exactly what it was. I thought it was a city in West Virginia because
bro, I've never heard of that team
but
in my life.
they named their city some craziness.
The only reason why I know it was sorry, Chris. The only reason why I know it was a sea monster is because the commentator said the Flag City put the leash on him and tamed him.
Oh, that's pretty harsh. That's pretty harsh.
That's wild.
I mean, this game didn't get out of hand till the second half. I'm not gonna lie. It was looking a little scarce in that first half. A lot of miscues, definitely a lot of penalties. Flag City was only up, I want to say 7-0 at halftime. Wow. And in the second half, they came out all cylinders firing, scored first real quick on a deep pass to number 80.
Nice catch.
I think it was number 80. And they just went on from there. West Virginia definitely had some big guys, not even gonna lie. But I tell people all the time, just because you big don't mean you can block.
That's a fact.
They had some big guys. They definitely were trying to ground and pound. They had a huge bowling pin of a running back. But again, the defensive line for the FCP was just too quick and too strong, and they were just catching them flat-footed. It started to get out of hand real quick. Your thoughts? Smooth, did you watch the game?
I did watch the game. I'll say this: Flag City were a little upset about how they ended their season. They made it to the championship. They were the favorite to win the championship, and they ended up losing to the I want to say the Wolfpack.
Yep. Yes, sir. They did.
2-way championship
at their home field, and that was even the worst part. Yeah.
And then they played in my first bowl game, the Villain Bowl, against the Vengeance, who were a 6-6 team, and they ended up losing that too. So they had a bitter taste in their mouth, even though it was a lot of flags in that game. It was down there a storm in that game where they couldn't pass the ball too much, even though they're a passing team. But that left a bitter taste in their mouth. And they said that they're coming back for everything they lost. And this was the start of their revenge tour. They're on a revenge tour as well.
Definitely.
Damn, Sammy, were you able to catch this game on Sunday?
Yeah, I caught a little bit of it.
What'd you think about the game?
I watched the second half.
You saw the good part.
Definitely tell it.
So that's where I was like, yeah, they beat them up. But I didn't see the first. I knew it was only 7-0, but I just figured penalties and stuff like that. Because let's be real, in Florida, you get a lot of calls that you don't get nowhere else too. So
it was raining a little bit, a little misty rain, weather kind of. But I think both teams came out kind of flat for real, and it really they really couldn't. Neither team could get the ball moving up and down the field for real. And so I think they had a good talking to at halftime. And once they came out in the third quarter, things started to click for them.
See, the only thing I would wish with these leagues and like games like that is we want to see good football. about 3 or 4 years ago, all the leagues went away from those composite balls on rain days. I'm not saying anytime, but if you have a league ball that you can use for rain days, because let's be real, you also ruin a lot of balls on rain games too.
That's true. Kenny, your thoughts on this game? Were you able to catch it on Sunday?
I caught a small glimpse of it, man. From what I saw from the second half, man, like it showed that the trenches matter, man. And for the FCP, man, they, their defensive trenches was definitely, yeah, they got to it.
For sure.
They definitely got to it, and it showed. And I mean, like that was pretty much it for me, man. I mean, like they did what they had to do, man. I mean, like that second half was definitely like a complete, I mean, like the second half was a complete different game. It was complete different game.
Night and day.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Well, we definitely want to congratulate SCP on winning the game, getting some revenge. Getting back on the winning streak, as you might, as Smooth say, that revenge tour started for them. We hope to see great things for them. They move on into the TPFL and see how they do there this year. We wish them nothing for the best. They served us right by representing us down in Florida, and we appreciate that from the bottom of our hearts. Love Aaron Sanders and the boys over there, Rashawn Brown, and those guys. Love them to death, man. They do a great job for us as well with Olympus Graphics, and can't say enough about those two gentlemen right there. But two games that we are going to talk about with you guys, since you guys are here and they're not in our league. I do want to talk about the Joplin Crusader Illinois Cowboys game, and I also want to talk about the Admiral Fire game as well. So we'll start with the Joplin Crusader Illinois Cowboy game. The Cowboys pulled the huge upset to us because I think, Smooth, we all had the Crusaders on the pick'em.
Let me be the first to say this. I apologize wholeheartedly to the Illinois Cowboys.
Man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mark
I
Thompson.
should have never went against them boys. They got the number 2 linebacker in the nation, and right next to him is a linebacker that can easily be a top 5 linebacker. They got the number one defensive tackle in Israel, and they brought Willie over there, Willie Clay from the Racine Raiders, who's the number 3 defensive tackle in the nation. And then they got a top 5 running back, Devin. Joplin is from Oklahoma. Illinois Cowboys are from Chicago. I'm not saying that it's a talent difference, and when it comes to football, when it comes to that, but it's definitely a mentality difference. And I would never go against the Cowboys again. Apologize to Coach Kevin.
I'm with you on that one, Smooth. Hey,
that's
Sammy,
the only game I got wrong out of the predictions.
Sammy, what you think about the game there, man?
It was a shock when I saw the halftime score 5-4. I thought the way the Crusaders were going to blow them out. And the crazy thing is, too, I remember when we brought that game up because I didn't know much about either team, but I'm a Cowboys fan. So I was like, oh, should I go? And I was like, nah, I'm going to get them. But obviously they didn't.
I think we all got caught in the headlights of Joplin, man. I think we all we saw the name and just kind of was like a deer in headlights.
Right.
I should have went with the Midwest, man. How could I go against? How can I go against? You know what I'm saying? My guy Thompson from the MDFL. I mean, he partners with us all the time. I apologize. Kenny, what'd you think about the game, man?
I honestly didn't catch none of that game, man. So, yeah, like, I'm not even gonna try to sit up here and try to say I did. Yeah, like I didn't catch none of that game.
Well, were you able to catch the Admiral Fire game?
I did catch some of that game. I didn't watch the whole game. But from what I saw with that game, like the well, first of all, shout out to both teams for playing a great game. But like the Admirals to me were as advertised. you know, being, you know, back to back to back, you know, league champions in the ECFL. Like Jeff Costa played his game like he always played. I mean, like the running game was great. And then like of course his receivers that he have over there. I mean, like he just he just got a plethora of skilled players around him, to make it easy for him. I mean, like in my opinion, but definitely definitely shout out to like the opponent as well, because they came out swinging as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like they didn't lay down and allow the Admirals to just take that game like how they wanted to. So like they had to earn that win, man. So shout out to both teams though.
And for those of you that don't know, the Admirals won the game 34-27, and it was a nail biter going back and forth, the whole entire game. So like you said, shout out to both teams. Smooth, what was your thought? I had to fire. That was my second loss. I went for the Ohio team. They let me down. So,
and I'm not betting against Jeff Costa unless he's playing against the Detroit team. I'm gonna be honest with you. He only played maybe, I want to say three games throughout the regular season. He played in the championship. Yep. He played in the championship. End up winning on the last second bomb.
Yeah.
The receivers he got can all be number one on any team. He got a lot of dog ass receivers. Mm-hmm. And then it's Jeff Costa, bro. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the nation.
Well, we definitely saw it come into that fourth quarter. Sammy, talk to me.
Shout out my boy Nat. I think he's top 5 in returners. The rankings just came out for returners. He's on the ads.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of my boys are on the ads. I've been playing against the ads for years, so I've watched them blossom into the team they are now. Even a couple of my original teammates from the Sting, Moose, who was the lineman of the year, he played with us, 10 years ago on the little team back home that we tried to put together then. And even when those guys are close, like Smooth said, you can't. To be honest with you, I'm not even trying to say us, but like the last time Jeff lost was in the teens. Like that boy don't lose whether it's flag and if they do lose, it's on some like last minute. I get people who are like, yeah, they won the season on a Hail Mary. Don't sleep on the Bulls either. The Bulls are a team that's coming. The Bulls had some shaky stuff where they won AA. They were going to go up to AAA. They went back and forth with the league about some stuff. They took a year off. And then they came back this year, went straight to the AAA chip. And those boys recruit too. So the Bulls got a lot of young CT talent where the ads got a mixture of a little bit of everybody.
True.
Now, when it comes to that game, it's just you can't go against Jeff. It's hard to go against Jeff. The last 5 years, like I said, I haven't seen him lose much.
Well, last but not least, the last game that I know we all had was the New York Bears. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Against the Mustangs.
The Bears put in work.
Yeah,
they did. I went with the Bears. I trusted you. I trusted your words, Sammy. I went with the Bears.
You've been playing against a lot of those guys for like the last 10 years. Like Kenny would tell you, we've been watching those guys run around for years, and they finally put it all together this year. They were not supposed to win. Them and the Bandits. It's funny because those guys both went pretty far, and they just keep winning. And they're not supposed to. They just keep doing it. So it's like you got to cheer for them now.
Yeah, man. Because. Well, for me, like if you know anything about the New York football, like the Brooklyn Seminoles are like a heavy favorite out there. You got the Pharaohs, you got the Harlem Gators, I think they closed up shop. But anywho, the Brooklyn Seminoles is like one of like the main teams that you hear about when it comes to New York ball, so for a while, the New York Bears, they weren't getting their just due, or they weren't getting their respect. So, they went out and they pretty much went out and they earned their respect. And, they won their league chip, and then now they went down and they handled business to go win their bowl game. From what I saw from the game, Like they got off to a slow start, but then after that, like I feel like they pretty much figured it out, and once they figured it out and made those adjustments, I mean, like it pretty much was closed curtains after that.
Go ahead, Smooth.
Hey, bro. I wanted the Bears to lose. I knew they was gonna win, but I wanted them to lose just because they ducked regional smoke. That was shaky to me. I didn't like it, and I don't think they should have been in Florida just because they ducked regional smoke. But I picked them to win the game. They were supposed to win the game, and they won the game. I don't even want to talk about them. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh shit! Okay.
Now I say there was a lot of teams that like won and got played.
I do like their quarterback.
That's what we talked about. But like that's why I was glad you guys were asking Coach about it. Like because there's a lot of teams that won, didn't won, second place, third place, and they're getting places. Like I know with the Bills played that tournament after the playoffs, and that's how they qualified. But local teams like are wondering how do you get to that next level because these teams are getting down there. Like Smooth said, they avoided a game where you had teams like my own team. We were like, we'll play anybody. We were willing to play. It's like teams like that avoid teams, so it's like they still ended up. So it's like, what do you got to do to get to get your name out there more?
Yeah, I hate the avoiding part of situations. I give credit to teams like the Bills, Motor City Rams, like last year. They went through a tournament process. The Bills went through the tournament process this year. FCP was going through the tournament process, and then at the time they then got an invitation to go to a bowl instead of finishing out their tournament season. I respect that a little bit more because you didn't win your championship, so you have to go another route to get to Florida. That's respectable. That's commendable. So teams that, like Smooth said, that duck, you kind of feel some sort of way about that. Right? There's no lie about that. Well, guys, I want to appreciate you for coming on, man. Smooth from National Player Association. Before I let you guys go, please, individually, Smooth, we'll start with you. Tell them how you can be reached, your platform, when the next list is coming out. I know the kick return special teams guy came out yesterday.
Yeah.
So tell them how you can be reached, and then we'll go around Kenny and then Sammy.
Well, it's the National Player Association. We have a public page. You can follow us on our public page. That's where we reach all the public audience. But we also have a private group, and the private group is only for players, coaches, team, and league owners. That's it. And in that private group, we vote on who's the best in the nation in every position. And how we rank them is we take the top 35 in votes, and then we look at the stats, the level of competition, and then we rank them from there. We also do team rankings. We were going to drop rankings, but I seen Coach Crow say he's dropping his, and I don't want to step on his toes. I'm going to let him drop his first, or I've talked to him about when he's dropping his, so I'm not stepping on his toes at all. And shout out to the Seahawks, because I seen their schedule. The back end on their schedule was so competitive. It's going to be crazy to watch that. But you can follow us on National Player Association on Facebook. And if you're a player, coach, or owner, not a water boy, not a gate person, not a ball boy, not a cheerleader, not a fan, not a family member, not a friend, you got that. Only way you can get into that group is if you're a coach, player, or owner, and you have to answer the 3 questions or you won't get in. Right now, yesterday we dropped the list for return specialists, and right now we're working on the top safeties in the nation. So if you feel like you're a top safety or somebody that you know is a top safety, make sure you get in that group and nominate them. If you nominate somebody from your team, you also have to nominate somebody from another team. There's no homie votes. When we do the votes, you have to vote for at least a top 5. We're not just doing homie votes.
Love that. Well, let's move. Oh, God, I'm sorry, Chris.
No, I was going to go ahead and let Kenny go ahead and say how he can be contacted.
Okay. Well, first, before I do that, right, because I had said it earlier, but I don't know if it got through because I know my audio was chopping up. Like I first and foremost wanted to apologize to you guys because I know you guys came on to Kevin and I's show, the East Coast Locker Room Live podcast, and and I wasn't there because I had a severe migraine, man. But I know Kev held it down.
You definitely did.
But I want to say thank you guys for jumping on to our platform. And I want to give you guys your flowers for what you guys doing with the rundown. Like, you guys have a great product that you're putting out there, and I just want you guys to keep grinding and keep doing it, man. And thank you for having me as as a as a host on the show today. But anywho, my name is Kenny Reed. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram as Kenny Reed. I'm one half of the East Coast Locker Room Live podcast with my boy Kev. You can find us on Facebook as well. Again, as under the East Coast Locker Room Live. We normally go live on Thursdays. But outside of that, that's pretty much it. Smooth. I want to give you your flowers of what you're doing as well, man. Like, you keep doing what you're doing as well. And Sammy,
we locked in, bro. We teammates, brother.
Yeah, for sure. And Sammy, bro, listen, like, you already know what it is, man. Like, you've been my guy for years, man. So, listen, like, you keep grinding, keep doing what you're doing as well, man.
Go ahead, Sammy.
I'm Sammy Jones. You can find me on Facebook. As Kenny said, I'm usually always around these guys, filling with them, go on live with them, stuff like that. Lights podcast. Like I talked about with Smooth, a lot of this is about the stuff outside of the field, like the mental health and bigger, a lot of stuff. We're gonna be talking about, dudes coming home trying to find jobs, stuff like that. We're talking about the stuff like the low lights. I know a lot of guys that I'm from New London, Connecticut. We have a lot of guys that, and we're trying to get across to that younger generation, trying to keep them doing the right thing. So we're just trying to help them the best way we can. The other thing is, me and Kev are doing the mental Mondays. Once football's all over, the Super Bowl's over. I got Dario Waiters, shout out my photographer, my guy, media relations football team. We'll be starting our podcast on Monday nights, doing Mental Health Mondays. And any guy in any league, it don't matter if you're East Coast, West Coast, no matter where you're from. I don't care if you don't even play football. Basically, it's going to be a real outlet for football guys to be able to go and talk to us, let us know what they're going through. We all go through it. No one's perfect every day. I'm just happy to be here, so I'm trying to spread the happiness. You know what I'm saying?
For sure,
we appreciate that, man. For sure. Go ahead, bro.
We're definitely going to work with you guys during the season, and we'll get with you off the air, and we'll set something up. I know I talked to Smooth a while back about using his rankings as the official player rankings of the rundown, so we're going to be posting those. We'll definitely get you and Kenny, you and Kevin, and same as you, Sammy. We'll definitely cross promote you guys. We'll work something out. We'll get some cross promotion going because we like talking to you guys. And I was in bed the last time when Chris was on your show. I was in bed already, so I didn't even know he was on until the next day. But I rewatched the whole show when I was working. So appreciate you guys having us on and giving us some love and stuff like that. So it was fun talking to all three of you guys, and we'll definitely talk to you again here during the season and stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely,
absolutely.
Chris will tell you it's easy to get a hold of me.
I got everybody's information now. You guys are now, as we like to, me and Brian said, media partners of the rundown. So
100%.
The door will always be open for you gentlemen to come back on this season when we talk football, and hopefully we can, like we said, do some cross production there, and we can come back on to your shows as well, especially with dealing with the mental health. I'm big on that, Sammy. So definitely want to jump on that as well. So appreciate you guys for coming on, man. We're gonna call it a night with you guys, man. You guys have a good evening. All right.
Likewise,
appreciate you, big dog.
All right.
Yep. Have a good night, guys.
I appreciate you guys.
Yep. Again, thanks, guys, for coming on, and we appreciate you guys taking the time to chat with us. But we're going to take a short break, and Chris and I will be right back.
The number you have dialed is not available at present. Please leave your message after the beep.
Yeah, trendsetter. Whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No, read what I wrote, I'm a bestseller. Yeah, reach for my goals, hit it dead center. Hit it dead center. Bullseye, hit it the most, is no misses. Something like fish in a barrel, it's no.
All right. And welcome back to the Rundown. As always, the Rundown is powered by Trinity Trifecta, the official uniform provider, as well as the official gear provider of the PFA. And as always, please like and subscribe to our channel, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all those social medias. We're on them. So please give us a like and follow. We greatly appreciate it.
We definitely want to thank all our guests that came on. Mr. 37U himself, Mr. Chris Torrance. Be sure to follow him on all social medias at Spray Baby. We'll also put his information on the Rundown Facebook page as well. We want to thank Kenny and Kevin from the East Coast Locker Room. Also want to thank Sammy from the Low Lights podcast, and my guy Detroit Smooth from the National Players Association for coming on and recapping the games from Nationals with us. And definitely want to give a big shout out to Coach Crow coming on from the Capital City Seahawks, as well as the face of the Sunshine Bowl. I know he doesn't think he is, but he is the face of the Sunshine Bowl. We want to thank him for coming on and kind of giving us a good perspective about the bowl games, the systems, and giving us a good knowledgeable breakdown and everything like that. For myself and Brian, I'm Chris Cousins. Tune in next time. Catch us if you can.